$1 million webinar. Is that even realistic for somebody just starting out? And can a webinar really beat a sales page, beat a sales video? And the most important question of all, I guess, the one that really matters. What can you do to turn a webinar into a 6 or even a 7-figure money funnel, even if you're totally new to this? No, I know. Some say webinars, they no longer work. And yes, that's true. Well, partly. Here's the thing. The old webinar format, yeah, I'd agree, that no longer works that well. Trying to drive sales using the old webinar format is like trying to open a blockbuster video store or knocking Call of Duty off the top slot in the games chart with his 80s throwback. Good luck on that one. When it comes to webinars, if you want to make huge sales, you need to do what those that are crushing it are doing. Amy Porterfield, for example, she does 10 million a year with webinars. John Pemberthy does 25 grand a day, all with webinars. So why are they doing so well with webinars? The answer is they've evolved, and what they're doing now is the reason that they're making so much money. The secret lies in what's called the split webinar. Look at it like the webinar 2.0. For us to understand why split webinars work so well, and if you're wondering exactly what a split webinar is, I'm going to show you shortly. The reason the old format webinar stopped working, you know, the ones with the boring slide deck, the reason they stopped working is that they totally fly against what people want now. The attention span of somebody on the web, it's short, and it's getting shorter. It really doesn't matter that you've spent days, weeks packing in really good stuff into your webinar because most people are never going to see it. There's just so many distractions going on. Do you really think that someone's just going to sit there for 30 minutes paying attention to you while you flick through your boring slide deck when there's like a million other distractions going on? Really? You need to evolve with the audience. Here's the deal. Before anybody buys, they have to know, like, and trust you. And sitting behind a slide deck, that ain't gonna happen. There's no connection to you. And creating a connection, building a relationship with just a slide deck, well, it's next to impossible. To build a connection, gain trust, and have the audience listening to what you've got to say, you've got to humanize it. And this is why the split webinar works so well. And it's simple to do. You build your webinar presentation around not only presenting your content, but, and here's the key, you also build it around making a connection, because nothing, absolutely nothing is going to happen sales-wise until your audience connect with you. And the best way to build this connection quickly is to turn on your camera and show up on video. Combine direct-to-camera video with your presentation, like this. All of a sudden, your audience now feels they're listening to a real person. They feel you're talking to them directly. And as you go through your slides, mix it up. Keep them guessing what's coming next. Forget about doing a presentation, you're doing a performance. Now you may be thinking, okay, yes, that does look much better, but how do you do it? Well, it's really not that hard, and considering how much of a difference it makes to sales, it's a total non-brainer. How you do it, it actually depends if you're doing a pre-recorded webinar or if you're doing a live webinar. For a pre-recorded webinar, to start with, you'd ignore your slides and you shoot the whole webinar direct to camera like this, no slides. And you do it in short sections, about a minute long, that's all, which makes recording really easy. And then, once you've done the direct-to-camera video, then you create your slides, and of course, as you're creating the slides, you pay attention to where you're going to be placing the video of you on the slide. Sometimes you'll split the screen, sometimes you may be on just one part of the slide. You may just drop the odd full slide in, and you'll have sections where it's just you on camera. In other words, you mix it up. Keeps them engaged. When you've created your slide deck, you just export the slides as images. I export them as PNGs. And you can do this in PowerPoint, Keynote, even Canva. And once you've got your video recorded and your slides created and exported as simple images, now it's time to piece your webinar together. And to do this, you can use a free video editing tool called Davinci Resolve. And I've already done a video on using Davinci Resolve, I'll put a link below. Basically, you input your videos and your slides into Davinci, and then you drag your direct-to-camera videos down first, and then when you've dragged them down, you then drag your slides down. You can then make adjustments to the slides so they appear when you want them to. And by using the adjustment tools in Davinci, we can resize the videos to fit, we can decide where on the slide a video appears, we can even make our video appear in circles. We can do all kinds of things to make our presentation really connect with the audience. But what if you're doing a webinar live? How'd you pull that one off? Well, programs like OBS and Ecamm, they allow you to build out your presentation prior to presenting. So as you run through your presentation live, all your slides will be perfectly designed. And even though OBS is free and it works on the PC and the Mac, I much prefer to use Ecamm. It isn't expensive and it's just so much easier to use. But alas, Ecamm is a Mac only solution. If you're interested, I'll put a link below. In fact, Ecamm does so much more. I'm actually recording this video now using Ecamm. Now, of course, in this short video, I've only just touched on the concept of doing this. If you want a more detailed insight on this and how to really up your game and create video and presentations that show your audience just how awesome you are, how to get this kind of look on video without spending a lot, I've put a link below to a video where I'll tell you what you need to do. I hope this helps. Until next time, bye for now.